I plan to end the Huberman-ization of America. Now, a lot of you guys are probably thinking, what the hell are you talking about? What does that even mean? So let me first back up and talk about Andrew Huberman. So a lot of you have probably heard of Andrew Huberman. He's this health podcaster who's really blown up. And I came across this some weeks back because I read this guy, Rex Woodbury, who's a venture capitalist, and he was talking about his trends. And one that he was calling out was what he called the Huberman-ization of America. And what that is basically that this guy, Andrew Huberman, who takes this kind of scientific approach to health, is really blowing up and getting very popular. And a lot of people are following him and doing what he says to do. So who is he? He is a Stanford professor who is a neuroscientist. So he studied neurobiology, brain function, behavior, and he's really deep, and he's a smart guy, and he's working with the smartest people on these topics in the world. Now, there's a lot of people like him over the past, but what's different about Andrew Huberman is he's a good-looking guy, and he knows how to communicate it to the masses. So he talks about all this stuff that would typically put you to sleep or put the average American to sleep, but he talks about it in an interesting way, and he brings on interesting guests, and he's made this whole science of health interesting. And it's blown up. Like, I think on YouTube, he's got around 6 million subscribers. On Spotify, I think more than 10 million people listen to him every month. So it's significant. And I've seen him numerous times because he pops up on all these other popular podcasts that I watched, like Fridman and Joe Rogan. And so he's a really popular guy at the moment. So what does he stand for? He stands for, in my view, this deep science approach towards health, looking into all these components of the body and trying to optimize things. So he'll talk about supplements and use names of supplements that I've never even heard of, like L-theanine and ashwagandha. He'll talk about it and talk about how it improves you, and then millions of people go out and buy it and try and use it, which in my view is it's deceptive because these people think that they're going to get better and there's going to be almost no effect. And also he talks about all these crazy exercise regimes. So he works with some of the Olympic teams on training the athletes and what kind of exercise programs they should do. And then so he talks about this on his podcast, and all these millions of people are trying to do these Olympic level exercise routines because they think it's going to help them in some way. And he's really convincing, right? He's a good communicator. He's a good looking guy, but I think he's wrong, right? So when I think about the body and what I've learned, the body is very simple. It operates according mainly to physics, like a building, right? When you think about what keeps a building standing up straight, it is the foundational pillars and some basic physics that keep it straight. It is not the nuances of the chemicals in the bricks or something. And so the way that the human body gets unhealthy is that this structure gets corrupted. And this is where my view is that the teeth play an important biomechanical role in these physics. And therefore, to get healthier, you just need to focus on these biomechanics. And I am eating whatever I want, doing no exercise, and I'm just getting healthier and healthier for a few years now. So I'm breaking every single one of Andrew Huberman's rules. I'm probably improving across every single metric there is. Now, he had a great body in development ever since he was young. I looked at a picture of when he was in his early 20s. He had a great neck, spine, skull, so he hasn't, all his medicine and science and whatnot, it hasn't improved anything. Basically, he has aged, in my view, exactly the way that someone that had that level of development would have aged, right? And so he goes to the gym and he's got a good body, but you find anyone that looked like him 20 years ago and you'd essentially see the same thing. Whereas I will, when I'm done, have gone from looking like I'm, 65 years old to being pretty solid across lots of different metrics. So when I say I want to end Huberman-ization, so I think this is unhealthy what he's doing, because he's making all these people think that they're, these scientific supplements and exercise programs are going to significantly change their health and trajectory in life, and that is just going to turn out to be false every single time. And I think that that's just sending people in the wrong direction. And if you take a person, like your average American has a collapsed neck, no profile, is overweight, and has a twisted body, and they're going to go and they're going to do what Huberman says, they're going to just make themselves worse, right? Like you can take a guy with no neck, your average American, obese, slightly obese, give him the Huberman for 3 years, have Hubermans do all his latest shit, put another equivalent guy, give him the me for 3 years, and I'm telling you, like, I will blow Huberman out. Like, I would put money on it. While I think he's I think he's a smart guy, I think that the trend that he is inflicting on America is a bad one, because he is tricking people, or, I don't think he's intentionally doing it, but he's getting people to believe in something that is going to turn out to be just a complete waste of time and maybe even make them worse. And I hope that these facts about how these biomechanics work get out there so that people have something that will make a positive difference in their lives.